Wednesday. My name is Kathryn, and I'm here to share this week's Midweek Pep Talk. And on Monday, I shared a devotional that's centered around Isaiah 58:9, and that verse says, "Then you shall call, and the Lord will answer, and you shall cry, and he will say, 'Here I am.'" I don't know about you guys, but I have often gone through seasons of that seem like the Lord is hiding, and like no matter how hard I cry out to him, I get no response. And those are really difficult, trying seasons. And if you're in one of those right now, I just wanted to take today to encourage you that the Lord is near, and the Lord hears your cries, and he is working on your behalf even when you can't see him. I specifically wanted to share just a little bit of encouragement, not really from my own story, but from my friends. I recently got coffee with her right before she moved from East Texas to Central Texas, and she was just sharing with me the testimony of what the Lord had done in her life over the last several years to prepare her for this monumental move. It was a move that took her away from her comfort zone, from a job that she loved, from a community that she had raised her children in, and it was a big move, and she would not have been prepared for it if it hadn't been for the last 4 years of what the Lord was doing in their lives. And so I just want to share that with you briefly, because I think, like me, you might find some encouragement in it to shift your perspective when the Lord is silent. So what my friend was telling me is that over the past 4 years, her husband had been underemployed, meaning he hadn't really been able to find work that really used his giftings or his skill set, and wasn't really paying the amount that they needed. And the Lord always provided, and she had a wonderful job, and he was faithful to find work every time that he needed it. It just wasn't quite what they were looking for, and so they continued to search for jobs. And at the time, my friend was not willing to let him cast a wider net than this community and the communities surrounding it. And so her husband did that and kept looking and knocking on doors, and just nothing was opening. And the Lord was just seemingly very silent every time they cried out to him to please provide a job for her husband. And so years passed, and ultimately she felt like the Lord was saying to her, like, it's time to loosen your grip and let him send out applications to a wider area. And so he did, and as soon as he did, he got this amazing job that they were really excited about in Central Texas. And what caught my attention is that as she was telling me just of blessing after blessing of how once that the Lord opened that door and revealed that that was the move that he wanted them to make, he paved the way for them in every way, from the home that they are now in to just communities they have already connected with down there, and churches and people. And it's just been one God sighting after another now that the door has swung wide open. And what she said to me was, Mary Kay, I felt like the Lord was so silent in all of those years that we were waiting and waiting, but he wasn't. He was specifically working in her heart to prepare her for the move that he had for them. And he had some loosening in her that he had to do. And it was all so that when it was time for her to leave, she could sing his praises. And that's exactly what she was doing by sharing that testimony with me. And I know she shared it with several other people that she's met with before she left. And it just encouraged me so much to remember that in these really hard seasons where we just feel like the Lord is not opening the doors we want him to open, or he's not allowing us to, as the song says, pass through the waters that we want to pass through, to remember that he really is working. And usually that means he's working in our hearts, because that's what he cares most about. Yes, he wants to provide those jobs for us. Yes, he wants to open those doors for us. But more than anything, he wants to position our hearts in a posture that leads us to praise him in all circumstances. And so if you are going through a season right now where it just feels like the Lord is silent, I want to encourage you not to ask the question why, like, why, Lord, why are you quiet? Why aren't you answering me? But to shift that question a little bit and ask what, and say, what are you doing, Lord? What do you have for me? What do you want me to gain from this? And how can I position myself to sing your praises even now when you're silent and I don't know what's going on? I have done that recently in the last few weeks as I have encountered a few challenging situations, and just things that I don't know how they're going to turn out, and I don't see a way for them to turn out. And I've remembered my friend's encouragement, and I have gone to the Lord not with a why, but with a what, and I have found a lot of comfort in that. And so I pray that that gives you some comfort too, and maybe helps you shift your perspective as you are in this season of silence and in waiting. And I am praying for you if you're there in that hard place. So that's my encouragement for you today, Mama. I pray that you have a really great rest of your week. I pray that you see and feel the Lord working in your life, and that you feel Him pursuing your heart more than anything else. Press on, Mama. Have a great day.